Drinkwater Podcast. We're back.
Drinkwater Podcast. We are
2023. We are in the new studio.
It's a new studio, so
A little bit of a level up from where we were.
yeah, get used to it.
Get used to it. This is going to be every week.
Yeah, this is what happens when you actually
Put in the time and effort.
when you
The
grind.
work, you know?
When you grind.
Non-stop grinding. 2022, half of it.
Other podcasts have been asleep.
Fast asleep. In
Fast
the
asleep.
Matrix, as they'll say. Whatever you want to call it. But
Yeah, we've been at it. We've been grinding. We've actually been grinding
here on the Gold
non-stop.
Coast.
So yeah,
the beautiful Gold Coast, where tragically 4 people have died in a horrific helicopter accident. I don't know if you've seen the footage.
there has been an accident. I've
It's
heard about
something
it.
out of a movie.
Really?
So one takes off, the other one's flying up there having a good day, and both crash.
You get some
One of them pretty much, have some water. One of them pretty much almost everyone dies. 4 people dead. Horrific. 3
What
survivors.
What happened?
The
They
two-
crashed into each other.
One took off and crashed into the other one that was flying.
Yeah.
Both crashed. One landed but crashed. Everyone survived. The other one, everyone died besides 3 people who were all in hospital fighting for their lives.
Right.
Well, I know the 2 little kids are, 2 10-year-olds.
2 kids died. Or
No,
five-
the 2 they somehow survived.
2 kids are fighting for their life.
And the mum survived with one of them. But
Do you know what it
the other
is?
4 died.
Kids are able to land really well.
They're ready. They got some.
They're good to land or
Crash
to
landing.
watch their hands. I think it's given a bit of a shaky camera.
Shaky camera.
Yeah, we're good. We're
Sorry,
good though.
it's a professional.
But yeah, it's a professional studio. We've leveled up.
This isn't
is
our
studio.
actual studio.
This is our actual studio.
Is
We've
it?
been grinding. We've been
We've
grinding. We've been grinding for this.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna.
see us here next week, possibly.
Yeah, we're gonna get up. So we're gonna do a quick inspirational, motivational segment just to
talk
finish
later.
us off. But
Explain how we got here.
explain how we
6
got
months
here.
time, how we could get into a studio.
Like this.
27th floor.
How can we
Gold
get
Coast.
here? Just a little podcast.
9 views an episode somehow. 9 views an episode can still get you. My hands are rocking the camera like crazy.
Well, relax. Yeah, you got to get the hands off the table. But yeah, it's interesting. Sometimes podcasts can. It's
Take
almost
off.
like podcasts can take off. You don't really need much. You just need to have a lot of backing behind you.
Yeah.
You have to have a good. You have to have a good thing, a good concept.
Good
and
concept.
You can
Ours
just
is
end
water.
up here.
Drinking water as well. Not
Drinking
bathing in
water.
it.
We've actually got the taps here in the studio as well. We have a producer and
I don't know if we support tap water, but it's all right.
it's okay. We've done the taste test before.
Yeah, we've done
Queensland.
a test taste.
We'll do a Queensland water review as well.
We could if we have time.
If we do have time.
The main thing: borosilicate glass, fresh spring water.
Yeah.
Get
Yes.
that in. What are we even talking about today?
We were just
In the
talking
new
about
studio.
what are we talking about? The big topic of the
It's 2023.
2023.
The internet's changing. It's all happening. ChatGPT's come out.
Yes.
This new tech.
I don't even know what that is.
So I just watched a few
ChatGPT.
videos on it. So essentially, it's AI in social media form.
Right.
So you could tell ChatGPT, write me a essay about Romeo and Juliet and make it sound like a C grade student wrote it.
Oh,
Bam,
I've heard
done.
about this.
So it's going
I
to
have
change
heard
the
about
whole
this.
world, supposedly. So you could write a cartoon, say, I want a character who's blue,
Yeah.
who likes the beach a lot, and they are married to this person, create that for me, done.
Dang.
So it's going to pretty much, by the sounds of it, it's going to be like, I've heard the game talk about how back in the 80s or 90s, when they'd make music videos, it would cost $1 million.
Yes.
Or $500,000 to make a music video. And nowadays, all you need is a $2,000 iPhone,
Yeah,
and you can
yeah.
do the exact thing. So it seems like in a few years, movie producers are going to be like, oh, well, remember back in the day, to make a movie like this would
You had to have a
cost
team.
you $1
Yeah.
million. You'd need actors, writers, all these things. Now, any kid in their room can make a Hollywood movie.
So
in one
it's
night.
going to be through AI?
It's just AI does it.
So what's going to happen is it's going to be, you just kick back and be like, well, you just
You
need
still
to
have to plan it, but it's
Just need to-
easier. It's
yeah.
like, say you want to make a website selling socks. You don't need to learn code, or you don't need to download some software and do all that. You just
Yes.
talk to the AI, tell it what you want, and it'll do it for you.
That's crazy.
It's gonna
That's
be
actually
fresh.
really...
It's going to really revolutionize just
How
what we
would
do
it
day to day.
How would it work, let's say, in our field, in the field of podcasting?
So we're like 2 half African Australian boys do a podcast about water, and
Yes.
they talk about pop culture, blah blah blah. One has a beard that's
Yeah.
a bit frizzy and wears a hat.
Yeah.
The other one always wears Hawaiian shirts and has a mullet. make the podcast, and then it'll just be us like, we're back. Drink Water podcast. They're a bit quirky, a bit funny.
Yeah. I actually really like the idea. I really
so
like
we're
the
going to
idea.
probably retire soon.
So everything's just through. It's almost like becoming a CEO. You get to a certain point. Like, we're pretty close.
We're close.
This may be like a glimpse into our future with the AI podcast.
Yeah, you just say you're in the backdrop Miami, and they just talk about this and that.
And the AI podcast, the thing is it going to be better than the real thing? Because there has been an old topic. There was the YFN Mecca or someone,
this is
the
when
AI rapper.
NFTs are going to actually be a thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're an actor, you'll lodge your NFT, trademark it. So if anyone wants to use you in a film or any project they release onto the internet, you will be trademarked. So they will have to buy your rights to use you as a person.
Right.
And it'll be kind of, all that will get very crazy. All the NFTs will actually have a solid use.
I guess when you're not having actual people involved.
Yeah.
Let's say
when it's all just AI created.
Yeah. So what will we look like? We'll just look like cartoons of ourselves or something like that?
I think eventually it will be indistinguishable from reality.
Right.
Once the AI has learnt enough.
So they'll get our
take
human
like
form.
10, 20 years for that.
They'll get our human form.
It'll have all our podcasts we've done, it'll stream through that and just recreate a version of it.
Wow. So
it'll have a lot to play with. So it just needs the data. The more data, the more people use it, the better it'll get. And then it'll just become crazy.
Gosh. I can imagine that. Like, what happens, a version of AI that I notice a lot is almost in the music industry.
Yeah.
You find with a successful artist
songs.
or band or like rapper in particular, what happens after their like fourth or fifth album, it becomes AI albums.
Yeah.
It's almost like this is an album that, let's say, Future would make.
Computers have kind of generated the perfect sound, what people want.
Exactly.
For the time and place.
And what happens, it actually happens with a team. You have a team of hundreds of people that understand this artist so much that it's like, no, you have to rap like this, and you're going to talk about this, and it's going to sound like that, and you're going to produce like this.
Tupac's coming back, Biggie's coming back, and it's not just a big blown up version. They're coming out with new songs.
They'll be coming out with brand new songs. You like Tupac? You like the new Pac?
He's got a new album coming out called 2023. Let's go.
And what it is like, because of the AI, what they've drawn from, it's going to be so powerful.
Yeah.
He'll be like
it'll be better than his old songs. You'll be like, this is actually really good.
Yeah. He's talking about like Black Lives Matter. He's talking about COVID. He's talking about all these things with a really interesting perspective.
Yeah.
Because I guess the AI will be like, Tupac thought this, and that.
It'll just be woke.
It'll be interesting though.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah, it'll be really
it'll just be red pilled and just be on that side. And Tupac's going to be giving self-help on how to make it. New businesses for 2024, what to do. Tupac Shakur.
You just on Spotify, you just open up your phone, it's like Joe Rogan episode, like
Tupac,
2000 and something, like Tupac.
You're like, what?
So it's crazy, man. You're
like AI right now, but the exact same. So
you went a bit crazy in that movie Juice, man. They said it actually turned you into a thug. What happened there? And he'll like have an answer. He'd be like, yeah, man, you know that you just get really caught up in the role and you actually become that character, and I couldn't get out of it.
We should download it and do a deep dive. Maybe next episode.
Yeah.
We'll do that.
Oh, the AI system.
Chat GPT. See what it's actually all about. I want to try it.
I think, because we're at the forefront of everything.
Everything's happening. It's 2023. Big years.
Things are going to be getting crazy. We're not even going to be here. We're going to be an AI podcast.
We'll be chilling.
I've been seeing the AI stuff, probably the same thing, but it can write perfect bios for people as well.
Yeah.
Which is such a nice thing.
I think the coding, it's like you won't need to hire a team of like $50,000 coders. Quick camera check.
Yeah, quick camera check.
So if you want to make like a website, you're not going to have to hire coders to do all your stuff. If you want to make an app on the App Store, you don't need to hire a code. You just be like, hey, AI, can you write me some code, like a game with the Hulk, and he jumps from here to there, and he does this and that. And then you just spend hours just talking to your AI, just making your game. So you still need the ideas and the thought. I feel like it's just going to be really poor people who have really creative ideas will actually be able to express them now.
It's interesting because like you have this whole idea of the logical brain versus like the creative brain.
Yeah.
The creative people are going to be thriving in the future. Because it's like we need people that can come up with ideas.
Yeah.
Because all the back end stuff can be done through AI.
Yeah.
We don't need this genius with maths because you're never going to really be as good as an AI person.
Yeah.
I think that, I don't know if they do it with chess and stuff like that. certain like table tennis, but I think
Definitely,
I think AI or machine has beaten humans.
Yeah,
like I don't
easily.
think humans can kind of beat computers for that.
Definitely in chess, I know that.
It'll probably go over into mathematics. It'll go over into all these fields that, let's say, someone's spent 20 years in physics or mathematics.
Especially coders, I feel like are just gonna be
coders,
almost not needed. Like the
tech.
desire, people who've spent not to diss them, but 5-10 years learning Python, all these codes,
Yes.
are just going to become kind of non-useful. You won't need to learn code or no code. The AI will just do it for you. Because it is like, why do you need to sit there and write like hours and hours and hours and hours of all this code?
Yeah, when they can just
when a computer can do it for you. You just tell it what to do.
So you'll need to, I guess, I wonder if they're going to be needed in a different way. It's almost like,
I guess
you have to write code
high
for
complex
this?
code for the AI.
For the AI.
And I guess it'll be creating your AI will be the new money making thing.
And
it'll create AI systems that people can use.
And it'll be pretty easy to transfer over into that field.
Yeah.
I guess all the people who were writing code are now
Gonna get a bit better.
Or they're behind the AI.
Yeah.
They're like working on the AI stuff.
But what else? Have you seen the Bored Ape little conspiracy?
The Bored Ape conspiracy. I know that was something that you were very interested in.
We spoke about it last episode.
Yeah.
I was like, what on earth are you talking about?
Yeah, what's going on here? It's one of the craziest things.
So Fillion,
Yeah.
little YouTuber, he's fresh.
Legend. Shout out to Fillion.
Calling out people, doing all of
Yeah.
that. He released a video called Bored Ape Nazi Club.
Yes.
And it's pretty intense.
A great video.
It gets to the point where you're like, surely this isn't a coincidence.
Yeah. So the Bored Ape, for like a background, what are they? They're like an NFT.
They're the biggest NFT ever.
They're still the biggest NFT ever?
I think they are.
Right.
They do apes.
So you get this
already
monkey.
sound a little racist. You
Yeah.
get a monkey.
You get like a monkey
You purchase
drawing.
a monkey.
A monkey drawing.
A monkey drawing.
In like different outfits.
And I think supposedly they're all AI generated images.
Right.
So they haven't been designed. I don't want to... It's something like that.
Yeah.
And you buy it for $1 million. You get your little monkey.
You get your little monkey and it's yours.
It's yours. No, but there's cheaper ones. They range from like $30 to $1 million, something like that. 30,000 to $1 million.
Right.
When it was at the top.
Eminem had one.
Eminem had one. All these people had one. The documentary exposes that they never actually bought them, all these celebrities.
Right.
They would be given them for free and pretend like they bought them to get other people to buy them.
What's the incentive? Are the celebrities getting paid to have them?
They just get it for free.
Why would Eminem want an Eminem Bored Ape monkey?
Because it's a trend. It's trendy.
Okay.
Maybe he's a Nazi. I don't want to put words into his mouth. Maybe he's part of the Nazi club.
It's his final kind of attack at the black community. Is like
it's his final troll. But basically, everyone should watch the documentary because we're not gonna explain the whole.
We can't explain to it. It's explain it too much. It's a Fillion channel.
Fillion, but there's all these things that link back to Nazi dog whistles, which are in these like 4chan groups, like Kawabunga, just all these little numbers and codes and symbols that all very conveniently directly relate back to these 4chan troll, racist Nazi dog whistles, they call them. So it's like no one else knows what you're talking about, but those 4 Nazis on this Facebook post know what that means, and they're laughing because they get the racist joke, and they're like, "Ha, we're still laughing."
Yeah.
And the one thing, I watched their Nelk interview, so they went on the Full Send podcast.
So was this 2 guys? Are there
there
behind
were 4
this?
guys that were behind it, but like 2 writers who kind of created the whole idea.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, I don't know, I was pretty convinced by the documentary, but I was like, I want to rewatch that interview to see what they're actually like, because they seemed a bit off. They kind of look like neo-Nazis a bit. I'm not going to say they don't look like neo-Nazis.
I know one guy looked very Middle Eastern. I think he was quite swarthy.
I think they were the coders who designed it more.
Okay.
So the 2 main guys, we could pull them up, but we're not going to.
Yeah, we're not going to.
One has tats, one's bald. They look kind of... I don't want to diss them too much.
Yeah.
But one of them, the guy who came up with the entire idea... said he spent 10 years of his life in his room with a chronic illness from 20 to 30.
Yes.
Never left his room, had no friends besides online, and he said he just got very deep into online communities.
Right. Yeah.
There's some stuff that I don't know. It seems a little, it's like, I don't know. It seems obvious.
Yeah. So this guy has
completed the greatest troll or race attack. I don't know what you call it.
Because the idea, like, especially because I have watched the interview and I've kind of been on, like, these forums as well. I guess when you kind of leave... When you leave these forums, you really start to question, what is the purpose here?
Is it a joke, or is it joking to become real one day? We're joking until we're actually in power. And then it's not so funny anymore.
Because, like, I guess racism in those communities is just, like, a really funny thing.
Yeah.
And it's the whole idea of you can't be making these sorts of jokes
in public anymore.
Yes.
Or you're done, you'll get fired, you'll get doxxed.
Yeah.
You can't be a Nazi in modern day society.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. It's edgy.
It's edgy.
And it's the whole idea when you do go to the dark corners of the internet, people like to be edgy. People like to be free and say stuff that's going to be, like, shocking.
It's free. I like the idea of 4chan, like the freedom behind it.
Yes.
That the guy's never sold a single ad. It's like the only actual free, pure social media platform, which is cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, some evil stuff has come.
You have that, but is it really evil? Because I guess it's only for a specific group of people.
Only those small groups.
Yeah. Because I think the whole idea is what the apes are meant to represent black people.
Yeah, well,
having skulls of
historically,
monkeys, is that the whole idea?
Black people have been called monkeys.
Yes.
And it's just this funny troll. It's like people are buying and selling monkeys again, like slavery. You're trading, it's like slavery. That's like a little joke.
Yeah.
You trade monkeys relating to like black people slaves. There's so many different things.
Yes. And I guess, is it worth it?
For the cool picture. Is it cool art?
It's a perfect troll.
So I think it's a troll. I think the scary part, if you want to go deeper on it, is that these people are now billionaires.
Yes.
Who are pioneering Web3 and the future web.
Yeah. And
the future web might be created and run by neo-Nazis. Being created and run by neo-Nazis.
This is the question. You go into racism, right? How bad is this? Is it really... Who's actually being hurt? It could potentially get worse.
Who's being hurt? Yeah, right.
Yeah, like, I guess if...
It's like an indirect racism where people don't know that they're being made fun of, but they're being made fun of.
So what these people have done, what these kind of nerdy
Which is the
online
troll.
kids, they've brought the world back to high school.
Yeah.
They've brought everything right back to high school. And it's the whole idea...
They deny everything, just to, of course, their word. They deny everything, say it's all a coincidence. They say you can turn this into 12 different Nazi symbols, which I don't think you can, unfortunately.
What I would say in school, let's say what happens is there's like the cool kids or something, and they draw like this random photo of like a dog. And let's say it kind of looks like a kid that looks kind of like a husky or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And they start like trading it around the school, and everyone just has like a piece of paper with this dog on it. And the kids are like, it's George, by the way. That dog's George. And the kids are like, oh my gosh, it looks just like him. And then they all have this George, and George is like, has no idea.
And like, nah, bro, it's just the husky.
It's a dog.
It's the husky card,
It's like, but he just said it was me though. It's like, is that me and the dog? And be like, no, it's not. It's just a dog. But the whole idea is they're all conspiring together to make fun.
Yeah.
The whole end goal for every kid to have this piece of paper is to make fun of this one kid or this one group.
It's a crazy thing, because if it's true, it is the greatest, not the greatest, but the biggest troll that's ever been done in human history.
Yes.
That all these famous celebrities, the whole world is just engulfed in this thing. And on the Full Send podcast, Steiny calls them out because he's Jewish and they're Nazis.
Right.
And it's awkward. He kind of, by the manager, gets shut down very quickly. And he's like, don't talk. He had to bring this up. He's been talking about it all week. I don't know why he wouldn't be talking about it all week. He's Jewish and these potential neo-Nazis are coming on the podcast. He might have to be like, well, by the way, are you guys Nazis?
Yes.
And they're pretty much like, no.
A big thing with this Fillion documentary, you said it's been shadow banned by YouTube.
Yeah, so you type it in, it probably won't come up, so you'll have to go to Fillion's actual YouTube.
Yeah.
It's like 6 months ago.
Yes. And I wonder what's going on there.
Why it's been shadowed. Maybe they sued him because it's defamatory, which it is, but they might be, if they are being called out, I feel like they need to justify everything they've done, because it's a huge claim.
Yes, huge claim,
Huge claim.
But the evidence that he
But
has...
at least disprove some of it and be like, no, this is this.
Yeah.
It's like, why does your main symbol look just like the Nazi symbol?
Yes.
Not the swastika, like another one. Why is all these things? Why did you pick monkeys? The reason is like, when you get into crypto, it was called like aping.
Right.
I think it's like you're a dumb ape. That already sounds a bit racist. It's like dumb apes got in early and just made heaps of money.
Right.
It's like aping. Like
That's actually what it's called.
I don't know. It's messed up.
Because I guess when you are so deep in the internet,
if the guy didn't spend 10 years of his life on whatever the hell he was doing online, there's just so many things. It's just so obvious and sus.
Dang.
And they look like Nazis to me.
The guys.
And they say he's like, I was born Jewish.
Yeah.
So obviously he's not a practicing Jew, or I don't know if he's actually... Like, what's born Jewish? I don't know if his dad or mum was Jew.
Yeah, it depends. It depends if he's... It has to be on your mother's side.
Your mother has to be. So maybe his father was Jewish,
okay.
But he's not. So maybe he was like born, I don't know.
Yes.
And then the other guy, he studied like early Nazi Germany.
Right.
One of the creators, and he wanted to write a book about
his struggle.
A fake Nazi Germany mixed in with like real life events or something like that.
Right.
So there's just so many things, and it's just like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Is this the Fourth Reich rising, and they're creating Web 4 potentially? Yeah. That's what we're living in, 2023. Crazy time.
Very interesting. It's creepy. It's creepy.
It's very creepy.
There's so much of an obsession with...
I got conned. I always looked at it and I was like, oh, they're kind of fresh. I guess it's just crypto's silly, dumb stuff.
You could have potentially
just
bought
like a monkey. Yeah, maybe if they were cheaper and I wanted to make money, I'd be like, oh, yeah.
Yep. It's like, I got one of these.
I got an 8.
Yeah, so no, seriously, it's going to be worth a lot. But they're going down now, haven't they?
I don't think dramatically, but yeah, everything's gone down in the crypto space.
Right.
But nothing's come out yet. Like, it's all the tech needs to still roll out.
Yeah. But basically, at the end of the day, it's all going to be intertwined with deep internet forums.
And they're billionaires now. They're designing Web 4. Web 3, sorry.
What is Web 3 exactly? What is that?
It's just the next internet. It's got like ChatGPT. It doesn't exist yet, but all the tech's there to create something.
Yes.
So it's like when Windows launched Web 2.
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, all these things weren't invented yet, but the potential was there for that to happen.
Okay. So and these guys are at the forefront.
These guys are at the forefront of Web 3. So nothing's there yet, but it'll all come. All the tech's there to make the next evolution of the internet.
Of course.
Whatever that will be. And that'll probably create a large portion of it.
What happens, I guess, you have these people in charge who are questionable, let's say.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
That's a real classic one.
Yeah.
A lot of people are just like, oh no, he's like a right-wing Nazi.
Yeah.
And he runs Twitter. That's kind of dangerous.
Right-wing, I don't know if they call him a Nazi.
But I think a lot of people would probably categorize him, throw him in that box.
Yeah.
Because I guess also what he does is a lot of trolling.
Extremely conservative as well. And he does do a lot of trolling.
He does a lot of trolling. Like a lot of trolling. And it's so interesting to have the owner of Twitter be
it's just
like
this
a troll.
thing like owning the libs. It's just gone a bit too far now.
Yeah, it's hilarious. It's kind of like, it's a really funny, but it's a troll.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the whole idea of owning the libs is like in itself a troll. And he's engaging in this almost like 4chan-ish behavior.
This is what happens when you take Jesus out of society. Life becomes meaningless and it's just a troll. If we had some foundations, I'm joking.
But it's funny, like troll culture is just probably going to get better and better. Which is, because it's always been there. I don't know if it's reached its full potential back in the day.
Yeah. And it's all through 4chan, like the white power thing.
Oh, yes.
Was a 4chan troll, which then actually became white power. And people actually started using it, these white supremacy groups. And it was all a troll. They're just like, let's do some funny,
let's start doing
link,
that sign.
link.
Yes.
So many things.
Which is, and I guess...
It's scary. The fake news and the trolling, like, it's just going to become insane. And with all this ChatGPT AI, you're really not going to know what's real or fake anymore. When someone can create a completely simulated, realistic video.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly check this again.
We're near the end, though.
We are really near the end. But I guess what happens here is that how is AI going to work within an era filled with such irony and such trolling kind of behavior? How is it going to figure out irony?
Trolling, How will AI know what a troll is?
Exactly. If someone says, ha ha.
Lol at the end.
Yeah, kind of like even just certain memes that are up there. How would AI even just go into like kind of like Gen Z humor, like some of that like Breaking Bad irony posts? Yeah. How is it going to interpret that? What's it going to be like? Is it going to understand that there's just a photo of Saul Goodman kind of rotating, that's meant to be comedy?
Yeah.
Or is it going to be like that is character Saul Goodman from the show Breaking Bad?
I definitely think 2024 in America is going to be a celebrity president. I don't know who it will be, but I don't know if it'll be Ye. I don't think it will be.
Yeah.
But it's going to be someone of... I feel like just these politicians with the suit and the talk aren't going to cut it anymore. Donald Trump kind of showed everyone. It's like, we want entertainment.
Yeah, of
entertainment
course.
is currency. I don't know, it could be Kim Kardashian, it could be Logan Paul, could be Jake Paul. It could be Aiden Ross, might be the president of the United States 2024.
Because what's happened, I guess, like everyone's kind of reached this sort of king status.
Yeah.
Where like you would have hundreds of thousands of years ago, like the king would just sit back and kind of be entertained all day long.
Yeah.
And we are these kings now. Like we have the mentality of a king that we need to be entertained.
All
Entertainment
day.
means so much nowadays that you kind of need it more and more. I guess it's almost such an addictive thing. It's like, how can I entertain myself? How can I entertain myself? When like 20 years ago, there was just the idea of being bored.
Yeah.
The idea of nothingness. The idea
you
of...
would light a candle and eat your dinner at the table in silence and enjoy it. And then you'd just read a book in the dark.
You'd have time.
With a little,
If your show ended, you're like, oh, dang. Like when The Simpsons ended and the news started.
Oh, this is
like
just our times.
Yeah, think about it for like a kid. Simpsons is over. Oh, I wish there could be another episode.
But there can't.
But there isn't.
It's physically impossible.
You have no more cartoons until 6 o'clock
like
tomorrow.
50,000 TikToks that I'm on YouTube for video. I got 4 videos here while I'm on TikTok texting my friends.
Yeah.
While I'm playing COD. And then the TikTok's up. And then you're like, I'm bored still. I'm still not even entertained. This is boring. This is extremely boring.
It's true, and you have so much control over it. Because, like, I guess we had the idea of back in the day, there was like, you could watch The Simpsons at 6, you had to wait till 6 o'clock the next day to watch The Simpsons. Yeah. Then, probably a few years later, you had Foxtel. You had a little bit of control.
It could be like 3 in a row sometimes.
Yeah, and then probably the 4th one, it's like, oh, dang, I've seen this one.
Yeah.
And then what happens again? You've got this, like, hour period, or half an hour period, where you can't do anything.
Yeah.
You just got to be like... Okay,
what am I going to
do? I might go outside. I might go outside walking in the grass. Like, there's just nothing to do. And I think it goes into adults as well. Where, let's say you are at the doctor's, you are like, let's say at the bank, you're at, like, in any sort of waiting room. You're at the gym, I find, is a really big one. These periods of time where you just kind of sit and do nothing.
I like even just waiting for a coffee and not looking at your phone.
Yeah,
and just standing there and just enjoying
just taking it all in.
Taking in life.
But what happens nowadays, I love it at the gym that I'm on my phone, literally scrolling Twitter in between sets. And then every now and then I just kind of look up and I'm hunched over like this. And I will look, it's terrifying. It's like a Black Mirror thing. Probably
everyone.
20 people all like this.
It's crazy.
Doing the exact same thing I am. And then I'm like, dang, what do I do? Am I just going to kind of stand there?
I think phones will be fixed, at least the hunching will be fixed with just like glasses, contacts, and you'll just be there. But it'll be very much, you're just not even there anymore. There is zero separate. You don't like go put your phone in the other room when you sleep. It's like you wake up to...
Yeah. It is kind of terrifying. The only thing about entertainment, though, that I think is a real positive for pure creativity sense, everyone's a creator now.
And it would just be superior. You go for a walk and some guy trips over and you're like, I wish I filmed that, but you're like, I did film that. I'll just scroll back. Everything you look at, you have content of. And there'll just be people will just be live streaming their life all day.
Wow.
It's going to be crazy.
It is actually, because it's going to go into that thing where I'm constantly, let's say I've been in Queensland.
Yeah.
I went to Brisbane yesterday. I've been walking around the place. When I go to a beautiful scenery, I'm just taking photos non-stop. Because I want to kind of keep this thing. And it is going to be crazy when I have these sort of glasses and I don't have to worry about taking the photos.
Yeah.
I can just really look and enjoy it. And then know I can kind of go back later and be like, dang, that was crazy. It is just the Black Mirror episode.
I feel like it'll positive and negatives for everything. Yin and yang. It's a balance, just like water.
Just like water.
It's
With
all
a drink
balance.
water
podcast. I think
everyone.
that's the end.
I think that's the end. This is
Covered it all.
2023.
Studio 2023. It's our first start of the year for Drink
Start
Water
of the year
Podcast.
episode.
It's gonna be a big year.
Really big
A lot of
year.
guest plans.
Yeah.
Better lighting. Better setup.
You
Little
could
backdrop
see
coming.
We're already getting a little bit better right now.
Let's go down for a dip. Actually,
Yeah,
let's go.
We'll take a dip.
Drink Water
Anyway, do we have
Podcast.
anything to...
We'll do that another time.
We'll do that another time. Okay, anyway, this has been Drink Water Podcast, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe down the bottom. You know the drill.
And
Drink
of
your
course,
water,
drink
of
your
course.